Dear students, in this video lecture we are going to discuss the next category of 8085 instructions, that is branching group of instructions. So before moving towards the different branching group of instructions, we will see how the microprocessor executes the instructions or the machine codes available in the memory. So usually microprocessor executes the machine codes or the user instructions in sequential manner. That is, the instructions which are available in the memory or in the memory location get executed sequentially one by one. So in this diagram we can able to say instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the machine codes or the user defined program and equivalent hex codes available in the memory. So this is memory map and the internal program or the machine codes available, and to execute the instructions available in the memory, program counter plays an important role to execute the instruction one by one sequentially. That means depending on the execution of the instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, likewise the program counter get incremented by 1. So here initially suppose the in the program counter, suppose we are having C000 hex. The size of the program counter you know very well is 16-bit, and program counter holds the 16-bit memory location. Okay, so suppose program counter with the address C000X and the first instruction available in the memory, that is instruction number 1. Then depending on the execution, suppose the first instruction get executed, the program counter get incremented by 1. Okay, so in the PC you will get C001. Okay, so processor will move towards the next instruction for execution, that is instruction number 2. Again after the instruction number 2, program counter get incremented by 1, that is instruction number 3. After the execution of instruction 3, program counter get incremented by 1 again, that is C003. You will get in PC instruction number 4. So in this way, depending on the execution, program counter get incremented one by one. So this is the sequential execution of the program. Sometimes depending on the application or the user requirement, suppose user want to change the execution sequence. So as I said, the one by one the instruction get executed, instruction 1, then instruction 2, instruction 3, instruction 4. Suppose he or she was to change the execution sequence, that means after the execution of instruction 4, he want to change the program sequence starting from instruction number 7. That means he or she want to change the sequence from instruction number 7, that is from C006X, new location. That means the execution of the program should start from instruction number 7, then instruction number 8, then instruction number 9, likewise. That means the instruction number 5 and instruction number 6 or these two memory location, he or she want to skip these two instruction, means he want to change the execution sequence. Okay, so to change the execution sequence, the branching group of instructions are mainly used. So branching group of instruction tells the microprocessor to go to different location. That means instead of going towards the address C004, the branching group of instruction will tell the processor you have to go to C006 and start execution from there. So this is the use of branching group of instruction. So the processor continues the executing the code or machine code from that new location or new address. That means according to this diagram, C006X. So in this way, the address which is available in the branching group of instruction will tell the microprocessor you have to change the execution sequence. and after the execution of the branching group of instruction, directly the processor will change the execution sequence. So these are the categories of the branching group of instruction. The first category, the simple jump instructions, consist of a simple unconditional jump instruction. So unconditional means during the execution of the jump instruction, jump branching instruction, microprocessor will not check the status of the flag bits. So without checking the status of the flag bits, the changing of the program sequence. The second one is the conditional jump instruction. Now in this case, the processor will check the status of the flag bits. If the condition get true, then he will change the program sequence. Otherwise, he will continue with the next instruction. And next unconditional branching instruction is PCHL. Next category, it is call and return instruction. So call and return instruction also used to change the program execution sequence, but the operation is somewhat different. So this is related to the stack related operations. So call 16-bit address, the first unconditional call instruction. The second category is the conditional call instruction. RET means return instruction, unconditional return instruction, and fourth one is the conditional return instruction. And one more category, that is restart instructions for software and debugging purpose, that is RSTN. So we will see one by one of this branching group of instructions. The first simple branching instruction is JMP 16-bit address. Jump 16-bit address. So its mnemonic is JMP address. That is, after the execution of this JMP instruction, the address given in the instruction or user defined address get copied or get loaded in the program counter. As I said, the program counter plays an important role to execute the instructions available in the memory. Okay, so after the execution of this jump instruction, the address available with the instruction get copied in the program counter, and then processor will start the execution from the new address given in the instruction. So this instruction loads the program counter with the address given within the instruction and continues with the program execution from this new location. The size of the instruction is 3 byte. How 3 byte? So as we discussed in last video lecture, the instruction formats. In the instruction format, 1 byte, 2 byte or 3 byte instructions you will find. So this instruction, JMP instruction, will come in 3 byte format. So first byte of the JMP instruction is opcode, that is C3. C3X is the opcode of this jump instruction, and next 2 byte for 16-bit address, lower byte address and higher byte address here. So first byte is opcode of jump instruction, second byte is the lower order byte of the address, and third byte is the higher order byte of the address. So in this way, total size of the jump instruction is 3 byte. Addressing mode is definitely direct addressing mode, because directly we are specifying the address in the operand field. Wherever you will find the 16-bit address in the operand field, that instruction belongs to direct addressing mode. Flag bits are not affected. Okay, so after the execution, or during the execution, there is no any modifications in the flag bits. Also, the flag bits are not checked by the jump instruction. For example, suppose JMP C200, jump C200. This instruction will load the PC, that is program counter, with C200X, and the microprocessor will fetch the instruction from this new address, that is C200X. So suppose this jump C200X is stored in the memory at location C00X. Suppose in the memory this jump instruction is stored at location C00, starting from C00X. So as I said, this jump instruction is of 3-byte instruction, so this jump instruction will take 3 memory locations. Okay, 3 memory location it requires. So at first location C000X you will find C3X. C3X is the opcode of the jump instruction. Then at next location, memory location C001, you will find lower byte of the address, that is 00X, and then in the next location the higher byte of the address, that is C2X. So during the execution or while storing the program in the memory, you have to store lower byte of the address first and then higher byte of the address, that is 00 first, and then at next location, that is C002X, printing mistake is there. So at location C002X you have to store C2X. Next category of the jump instruction is the conditional jump instructions. Now in this conditional jump instruction, the microprocessor will check the status of the flag bits, that is sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag. Then depending on the bits available, he will decide either to change the program sequence or not. The algorithm is, if the condition is true, then load the new address, that is this address available in the instruction in the program counter. If the condition goes fails, or if the condition is not true, then continue with the next instruction. That means we can say that PC is equal to PC plus 3. Why PC plus 3? Because this jump instruction requires 3 byte or 3 memory location. Okay, and after 3 locations you will find the next instruction. Okay, so if the condition is not true, then processor should skip this particular jump instruction or 3 location. That's why PC is equal to PC plus 3. So he will skip the current instruction, current conditional jump instruction, and then he will start execution from the next instruction. So if the condition, in case of conditional jump instruction, when the condition is true, satisfied, then only jump is made at the specified address, and if suppose condition goes fails, then he will continue with the next instruction after it. In this case also, the size of the instruction is 3 byte, 1 byte opcode, and remaining 2 bytes for the 16-bit address. Addressing mode is the direct addressing mode, because after the jump instruction, in the jump mnemonic you will find this 16-bit address. Flag bits are not modified, only they get checked by the microprocessor. For example, suppose JZ-C200X. So JZ means jump if 0 flag set. Jump if 0 flag set. So suppose 0 flag bit is 1, that means condition is 2. So this instruction will cause jump to new address C200X, that is the program counter will load with C200X. In the program counter you will get C200X, and then execution will start from this C200 location. Why? Because this 0 flag is set, that is condition is 2. And suppose the 0 flag is reset or 0, and suppose JZ C200 instruction get executed, means after during the execution of the JZ instruction, if suppose 0 flag bit is 0, at that time condition goes fails, then microprocessor will skip this particular JZ instruction by skipping 3 memory location. That's why in the last slide we have seen that PC is equal to PC3 to skip 3 memory location. Why 3 location? Because after 3 memory location, new or next instruction he will find. Now in this case condition is true, that means in the program counter this C200X get copied and execution will start from C200 location. So these are the different conditional jump instruction. So JZ means jump if 0 flag set, JNZ jump if 0 flag reset or not 0, that is 0 flag bit 0 is 0. JP means jump if positive, that means sign flag bit is 0. JPO jump if parity is odd, okay, parity flag bit is 0. JPE jump if parity even, parity flag is 1. JM jump if minus, if suppose sign flag bit is 1, then change the program sequence. JC jump if carry flag set, if the carry flag is 1, then change the program sequence, otherwise continue with the new or next instruction. JNC jump if carry flag reset or jump if no carry, this carry flag is 0. If he identifies the carry flag is 0, then the microprocessor will continue with the new address, otherwise you will continue with the next instruction. Next branching instruction is PCHL. So PCHL instruction is working with the LXI instruction. That means this PCHL instruction is the unconditional jump instruction, because he will not check the status of the flag bit. Depending on the contents available in the HL, the program sequence get changed. So operation is, in HL register pair, user will store the execution sequence or the address, and after the execution of PCHL, the HL content get copied in program counter. So the content of H and L register are transferred to program counter. H content to higher order 8 bits and L content to lower order 8 bits of the program counter. So this instruction equivalent to 1 byte unconditional jump instruction, provided the condition, that is address of the jump, is specified by HL register pair. So the program sequence is transferred to the address specified by HL register pair. That means before to use this PCHL instruction, it is required to store the 16-bit address in HL register pair. Then only we can use this PCHL instruction. Okay. The size of the instruction is 1 byte. Flag bits are not modified or not checked. Addressing mode is the register addressing mode. So this is one example of PCHL. So see here, before to use this PCHL, LXI H instruction is used. So LXI H 1236 means load the specified register pair, that is HL pair, immediately with the 16-bit number. 16-bit number. As far as this LXI instruction is concerned, this 1236 is the immediate number, 16-bit immediate number. Okay, but the contents of H and L, according to the PCHL instruction, they will work as a memory pointer or the address. So after the execution in H register you will get 12, in L register you will get 36, and suppose this PCHL instruction get executed. So after this PCHL instruction execution in the program counter, this 1236 get loaded and execution will start from this address 1236X. So the next instruction will be executed from the address 1236X. So in this diagram, before execution, suppose in H we are having 12, in N register 36X, and the program counter, the current program counter content is 4156X. So after the execution of this PCHL, this 1236X get loaded in the program counter, that is 1236X, and execution will start from this 1236X memory location. So in this way, PCHL is like unconditional jump instruction to change the program sequence.